In today's video, we're going to get into some proof that your ex actually feels emotional intimacy when they're with you. This is going to be really important, and even if you don't see this in your dynamic with them, I want you to stay tuned because I'm going to tell you how you can go ahead and start implementing this in your relationship. Hey there, it's Clay with modernlove.life, and today we're talking about proof that your ex feels emotional intimacy when they are with you. Now, the first thing that we want to understand about emotional intimacy and where it comes from and what it's all about is that it's really about putting someone else's emotional well-being and emotional needs at about equal or maybe even higher than your own. Now, it may be unrealistic to expect your ex to put your emotional needs higher than their own, but if there's a healthy emotional dynamic between the two of you, they should at least be putting their emotional needs about the same, or your emotional needs about the same as theirs. That is to say, if something's important for you, it also becomes important for them. That is to say, if you are upset about something, then they can at least see it from your point of view. Once there's this empathetic balance of the emotional experience that comes in, that is really proof that they are feeling emotional intimacy with you. Now, of course, this can be tricky because so many people in this world, especially today with the state of things, with smartphones and social media and everything like that. I've talked about this before with the commoditization of people and apps and people just having like very short attention spans and not having the capacity to see other people as fully rich and complex human beings. It can make it difficult for this to happen, especially when it comes to the whole process of reconciling after a breakup. Many times people will focus solely on physical intimacy because they think that that is the back door to getting a relationship or a commitment. They're so terrified of being put in the friend zone that they really rush to try and make that physical connection to validate to themselves that they're not in the friend zone. But I don't want you to leapfrog over the importance of emotional intimacy and really cultivating that quality in your relationship between you and your ex. So please make sure that you're looking for this. And if you don't see your ex treating your emotional needs as about the same as theirs, then let's go ahead and talk about what you can do about that. Before we go ahead and get into that, though, this church bell in the background is reminding me, please hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm, and please make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon, just like the church bell, to make sure that you're subscribed to this channel and that you're getting notifications when we publish new videos. I like to go live, and I'd love to be able to see you on a live stream. But you're not necessarily going to know if I'm going to go live unless you're subscribed and you hit that notification bell button. I'd love to be able to have a little dialogue with you in the live chat so that we can get to know your situation and, help you if that's something that we can do. So please make sure you do all of that. Anyway, if you're not focusing in on this, if you're not able to experience this emotional intimacy with your ex right now, what can you do? Well, there's really two important things that we want to focus on when it comes to emotional intimacy. The first one is making sure that the two of us are actually on the same team. Okay, now the same team is obviously, not fighting, not at each other's throats and all of that, but it can often come across in more subtle ways as well too. For example, you may not necessarily perceive you and your ex as being on the same team if you have to walk on eggshells around them, if you have to scan them for signs that this is happening or that is happening, if you feel like you have to withhold your true feelings around them, etc. Those are things that people do if they're defending themselves against someone else, if they're cautious against someone else because they don't see that person as wanting the same things, as being on the same team. The second thing that you really want to do is focus on nurturing that emotional connection. Now, you're going to be able to get this emotional connection in place probably pretty quickly if you are on the same team. But even if you are on the same team, you may need to spend some focused energy on building that emotional connection through what we call rapport building. Now, of course, you can do this by bringing the conversation down to the emotional level and focusing on connecting on that emotional level using strategies and techniques like rewarding and relating and really building that emotional bond between the two of you, much like we've talked about in so many different things through all of this channel's history. And so if that is something that you do want some help with, one thing I'd really strongly recommend you do is check out our communication course called Effortless Connection. We go over having a same team conversation. We also go over rapport building and building that emotional trust between the two of you so that emotional bond and emotional intimacy can be more or less about equal when the two of you are interacting. We also cover high stakes communication so that you can really work on getting through to stubborn people, resistant people, closed-minded partners, etc. So if that's something you need some help with, please make sure you check out modernlove.life/EC. E as in effortless, C as in connection. There's also a link to it down below. But anyway, thanks so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you want a little bit more help connecting with your ex, please make sure you also check out this video series over here on what we call advanced relational skills. They'll also help you to create a powerful bond with your ex. Anyway, take care, and I'll talk to you next time.